Good afternoon, Vanita.
Very good afternoon. We will start our session. Okay, as usual, we'll start the session with a prayer. I hope you can all hear me very well, right? How is the sound? You want me to increase?
It's clear.
Okay, you can see the screen also, right?
Yes.
That's awesome. Okay, let's start with a prayer. Sit comfortably, close your eyes. Seek the blessings from the gods and the goddess and all your goals for today's lesson. Once you are done, slowly open your eyes. Okay. There was one interesting question I had. It's the question from you guys only. The question is like this. I am studying astrology, but it's tough for me. Sometimes I'm feeling like I'm understanding, sometimes it wasn't. Is there any trick to increase the understanding of the knowledge? Okay, the question goes like this only. The thing is, looks like I'm understanding, I'm not understanding. Okay, how I can increase the knowledge of the astrology in an easiest way? Okay, the answer which I'm going to tell you is my own experience. It may or may not be suit with you. If it is suit with you, enjoy it. If it didn't, find another solution for you. Okay, the solution goes like this. The astrology is a kind of vidya that definitely needs the blessings of the gurus. Without the guru blessing, it won't be come to you, first of all. But once you had a chance of the learning, the first thing is you definitely seek the blessings of the gurus and the gods and goddess, whichever you are always praying. That is highly, highly important. First thing. The second thing is whenever you start learning, even when you're doing in your own practice also, or whenever you start studying about any kind of anything about the astrology, pray to the Navagraha. If you can, if you had a chance, hear the Navagraha Sutram at least once in a day. That's highly, highly important. If you heard the Navagraha Sutram continuously, without a fail, you will see the difference. You will see the difference, how you are learning, how you are understanding, how you are focusing. Everything will be goes in a different dimension. So seek the blessings of the Navagraha every day if possible, if you are willing to do it. Okay. That's the second thing. The third is it's your own interest, and like me also, everybody have the interest, but if you are not progress means you are not practicing daily. I totally understand everybody have their own work and you can't make it as even if the 30 minutes of your time in your daily life, but at least twice a day or once in a week, spend sufficient amount of the time to go through whatever you are studying. That will really helpful in your learning progress in the astrology. Okay, this is all my solution for you. But if you, on your experience, if you come across any different thing, share in the group as well. Okay, that's what I want to share in the beginning of this class. Okay, now we'll get deep into the today's class. Okay. First thing is we are going to finish the Sthanabala component today. Previously, we will learn about what are the Sthanabala. There are the 5 subsets involved in it. We understand the Uchabala, Saptavargajabala, and Oja Ugma Rashi Amshabala. Okay, this all we learned in the previous weeks. Okay, now we'll deep dive into the 2 things, 4 and 5, which is Kendradi Bala, and the second is the Drekkana Bala. Okay, these 2 things are very interesting. Why? And it is easy for you to learn. Why? The reason is simple. We already learned everything, the bit and pieces of for the Kendradi Bala. We already learned it. We are just going to chain all together our knowledge only. Okay. Today's class is very, very easy. Okay, let's getting into the first bala. Kendradi bala. Kendradi bala means when it is the strength with which the planet or the graha which is placed in your natal chart. Okay, now the question for all of you. What are the Kendra in your in the astrology chart, natal chart? What are the Kendra houses?
4, 7.
1, 4, 1, 4, 10.
7, 10.
Okay, awesome. Okay, this you know, right? Why the 1, 4, 7, 10 comes? We already learned it also. In the South Indian chart, you may not able to see it properly why the 1, 4, 7, 10 becomes that much important. But when you see into the North Indian chart, you can clearly understand this 1, 4, 7, 10 becomes a center part of your chart. That's why the energy from the cosmic energy, the receiving end of you, whatever energy which you receive from the cosmic, definitely it will be high among these houses only, preferably 1, 4, 7, 10. Okay, let's see one of the chart, 1, 4, 7, 10. Then I can tell you where it. From there, I will tell you where it is. Where it will. I'm going to change the screen to Jagannath Hora. Okay, now everybody can see the Jagannath Hora, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the North Indian chart. Let's see in the North Indian chart. I will show you in the South Indian chart also. Why I see the North Indian chart? It will be very much easy for you to understand the 1, 4, 7, 10 houses. Okay. Concentrate on the first chart only. Don't worry about the second one. Look into the Rasi chart. That is the natal chart only. Especially look into the diamond, the inside of the diamond. The first diamond is the 1. On your left is the 4. And the exact direct opposite to the 1 is the 7. And on your right, it was 10. That is 1, 4, 7, 10. Okay. So this is the Kendra houses. We already learned about it in a very, very detailed manner. I'm just revising you that part only. So the 1, 4, 7, 10 is the Kendra houses. If any graha which is present in this Kendra houses, it is really, really give the auspiciousness, is the strength of the auspiciousness is really high. Okay, now let's see here. In the one for this chart, okay, anybody want to give anybody, this is my chart, okay, let me share anybody's, if you want to share anybody's date of birth.
Hello, madam. Take it. 17.
Give me a second, let me open the data. Okay, 7, what is the month?
Wait. 17 December.
Okay,
46.
17 December
46.
1946. Okay. Birth time?
11 night. 11:30.
30. And I didn't put any values in the second. Considered as a 0. Then 11:30 p.m. December 17, 1946.
Yeah.
Where is the place?
Mysore.
Mysore. Okay, there's one Mysore only. Okay, your ascendant is in the Kumbha, correct?
No, Lagna. Simha.
Yeah. Simha Lagna.
Yes. But wait.
Really?
Can't be.
Yeah, I will show you in the South Indian chart. Definitely. Give me a second. Where is your ascendant? Okay, I guess he's trying to find his chart. Does anybody want to share?
Can you do my chart again? Because that is there with you, Neelam.
Okay.
It should be Simha. Simha Lagna is correct for him.
How?
Simha Lagna. Because it is the sun is in Dhanus.
I think you've written 11:30 a.m. It should be p.m., right?
PM.
Oh, I did PM only. Oh,
No, if it is PM, it should be in Simha only.
wow,
Right.
awesome. Awesome. You're correct. My mistake. I did as an AM. Yeah. Yeah, he's correct. Everybody was correct. My mistake. I did it as an AM.
So
Okay, now
11:50.
yeah,
11:50.
yeah,
Time 11:50.
11:50,
11:50 time.
50.
50.
Okay. It's PM, right?
Yes.
Okay. You're correct. You are similar now. Awesome. Okay, then the one is Simha. Then in the fourth house, Ketu and Mercury. And in the 7th and the 10th is then Rahu. Okay, then
Rahu and Uranus.
Rahu and
Uranus.
leave the Uranus now. Don't consider the Uranus for now at least.
Fourth is Buddha Ketu.
Fourth is Buddha Ketu, correct.
Yeah.
And in the ascendant, you don't have any graha in it, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And the first, for him, the Kendra houses 1, 4, 7, 10. Among these 4 houses, there are the 3 graha present in it. Ketu, Mercury in the 4th house, Rahu in the 10th house. So this becomes the auspiciousness for him, gives us some kind of the strength, even though the Ketu and the Rahu is a malefic planet. But if it is present in the Kendra houses, the auspiciousness will be little bit increased for them. Okay. For the Mercury, it was in the 4th house. Okay. Let's see the same chart in the South Indian chart. Give me a second. Let me change the preference. Oh no. Okay. So this way we are familiar with the South Indian chart, right? So whenever you have your South Indian chart, remember your 1, 4, 7, 10 houses. That is your Kendra houses. If you are seeing in the North Indian chart, the one thing is easy where when you are finding the Kendra, Upachaya and other stuff, it's easy because that was a static in that the places won't move. But in the South Indian chart, remember your zodiac sign is static, but your houses will be moved depending on your lagna. Okay. So for him, the lagna is on the Simha. So then you have to count the 1, 4, 7, 10 houses from here. 1 and 4 and the 7. Sorry, 7. Sorry, 7 and 10. You see my arrow mark, right? I don't know how I can draw here. Ascendant is the Simha. Then the 4th house is in the Vrikshika, Ketu and Mercury. Then the 7th house is in the Kumbha, no Graha in it. Then the 10th house is in the Rishabha, Rahu in it. Okay. Now let's go with somebody's chart, which we have. Why I'm practicing this one, you see the chart again and again. So then knowingly or unknowingly, your subconscious mind will understand many things, even though just you seeing the chart itself. Okay. Anybody want to share their date of birth?
Shall I share?
18/7/64.
Give me 1 second.
18th
Sorry.
July.
18th.
July.
Okay. 18th
64.
July. Date year.
64. 1964.
1964. What is your birth time?
11:30 p.m.
11:30 p.m.
Place is it's called Honnali. Honnali, Karnataka.
Oh, there was only one. Is it correct, right? The spelling is correct. Honnali.
Correct.
Right. Okay, your ascendant is Meena.
Meena, yeah.
Okay.
Easy to see the Kendras.
Yeah, easy to see. That's really awesome. Okay, when you are seeing the Kendra, oh, okay, now you guys will find out for me. What is the 1, 4, 7, 7, 10 houses for this chart?
Corner houses.
Yeah, tell me the name and name also, the graha in it also. The first house, there was no graha in it. Then find the 4, 7, 10 houses.
Mithuna has Rahu.
Mm,
Kanya has no
mm,
graha in it.
mm.
And then Dhanasu has Ketu.
That's awesome. Okay. This is so easy one. Okay, let's go and find out somebody which is having a different. Why it is easy? Because it is in the corner houses. That's what is easy for him. Let's find out somebody who's having a different one. Anybody want to share this chart? Time, date and time of birth.
I'll share.
Go ahead.
Yeah, 15/6/82.
June, right?
Yeah, June.
1/5/1982. Okay. Time.
And 12,
Mm.
16
1/6.
p.m. 0 p.m.
Okay. And the place.
Chennai.
Thank you. Oh man, this is also easy. Why? Okay.
Again, corner houses.
Okay, let's find out what are the 1, 4, 7, 10 houses. Anybody?
One is Kanya, which has
Mm.
Mars and Saturn.
Mm.
Saturn is retrograde, right? That's
Mm.
within
Yes,
brackets.
retrograde. Exactly.
And
Yes.
then Dhanasu
Agitated.
has Ketu.
Mm.
Seventh house is Meena, which has Moon.
Mm.
And the last one that is Mithuna, which has Rahu and Sun.
Awesome. Okay. I just want to see anybody having the without the corner houses. I guess I'm. Anybody
Rita,
want to? Yeah, go ahead.
I just small doubt I got.
Hmm.
How to know the retrograde and all?
The
Which
retrograde
side?
will. Yeah, I will tell you in a
Just now
different.
somebody told that retrograde is sun is some retrograde, and how to
How
know
you
that?
can how you can know that? See that
Yeah.
there is a bracket around the graha name, right? That means it was a retrograde. So here the Jupiter is a retrograde here.
I didn't follow. How it is?
Okay, see that the
It's
name
coming
is
back,
here.
no? Retrograde means coming back.
Yes.
Vakra Guru, Vakra Shani, something like that, you know?
Correct, exactly. But see how you can see it from the chart. If you see in the Tamil chart, right? In our side they make it as a va. Va means
Vakra, yeah.
Yeah.
But how to know here?
But
Here,
here if you see,
how to identify?
Yeah, see this. There's an
It is
ascendant.
enclosed in brackets.
Yeah. Wait a second. In the ascendant, there was two planets in it, right? One is Mars and another is a Saturn. The Mars didn't have any of the enclosed brackets. You see the Saturn is enclosed with the brackets, correct? Yes or no?
Yes,
And
that is in Kanya.
No. Where are you seeing? In your Kanya, correct.
Rashi, no, Rashi.
Yeah, in a Rasi Kanya, there was a two planets, right? One is Mars and another is a Saturn. The Saturn is enclosed with the brackets, the parenthesis. So the parent, whatever the graha which is present in the parenthesis, is the representation of the retrograde.
Oh, okay.
The retrograde, we will see it in different classes, but everybody knows about the retrograde, right? We didn't discuss about it. We didn't, right? Okay,
No, I don't see.
We will see them in different classes, but the technique is very simple. The graha influence is really high because it was close to the Earth planet. So the influence, which is the rays which is coming to the Jataka, the receiving end, who's the Jataka, the energy level is really high comparatively the planets which is not retrograde. We'll see it in a different, definitely. But for now, we'll move on with the Kendradi Bala. I don't want to divert the classes. We'll definitely see this one. We will definitely see the combustion retrograde in a different classes. Okay.
Vanita, last question, doubt. Last point. Hello? Last session you told me first lord, second lord. Which is first and second lord? I didn't. Guru is first lord. You told me first lord, second lord, something. I didn't follow.
Okay.
बुला लो
What
ना
is
प्रॉब्लम
wait,
क्या है
what is the first lord, second lord means your ascendant is your first lord. Your whatever in your birth chart, wherever the ascendant, okay, that is your first. Okay, let's consider it from this chart. Okay, this chart, where is the ascendant?
पैनिक हो जाएगा फिर
Ascendant is
पैनिक
where?
हो जाएगा
Kanya.
कैप कर दो ना
Kanya.
उनके लिए उनको बोलो कैप कर दिए
Kanya is the first house, right? Kanya is the
yeah.
lagna, Kanya is the ascendant. Ascendant, lagna, both are meaning
हाँ
are
जी
same.
नीरज जी हाँ जी
So the first house is the Kanya.
Yeah.
Okay. When I say first house, second house, third house means start from your lagna. Okay, lagna
Okay.
is your first house. Okay, now from this chart, which is the second house?
Second is Kanya. Wait,
Tula.
Tula. Kanya Tula.
Yeah. Second is Tula. Then third house, which is the third house?
Vrishchika.
वृश्चिक
तो आप बोल दो एक कैब बुक कर दो और उनको बोलो कि आधे घंटे में आपके
वृश्चिका।
पास गाड़ी आ रही है फिर आप आ जाओ उसमें
Okay, let me
Madam,
mute.
somebody please
Yeah,
go on
yeah.
mute.
I
Vrishchika,
muted.
madam. Third house is Vrishchika.
Okay, now from the ascendant, find the fourth house. Count 4. Ascendant is 1. From the ascendant, count the fourth house.
1, 2, 3, 4. Dhanu, Sagittarius.
Okay, now fifth house,
Fifth house is Makara.
sixth
Capricorn.
house, sixth house,
Kumbha.
7.
Meena.
Okay, this is clear, right? How we can
Yeah.
find the 1, 2, 7, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, correct? Is that easy? When I say
Yeah.
first house means always it is a lagna, always it is your ascendant. First house is your lagna.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Okay. That only Lord means you to first Lord, second Lord means I thought second place from Lagna is second Lord. Correct? Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
When I say
Okay.
first lord means the ascendant.
Ascendant.
Ascendant of the lord. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Second
Thank
lord
you.
means second house lord.
Second.
Okay. Sometimes I switch the word lord and the owner. Both are same. When I say
Okay.
who's the owner of the first house, okay, for in this chart, find the first house owner. Who's the owner of the first house?
Mercury.
Mercury.
Mercury. Who's the owner of the second house?
Second house is Venus.
Awesome. Okay, this much clear, right?
Okay. Okay.
Awesome. Okay, let me find out somebody who's having a. Let me show you mine. That's it easy. Okay, this is mine. Find me the 1 for 7, 10.
Jupiter in the first house.
Mm.
Fourth house has Venus and Mercury.
Mm.
Seventh house, nothing.
Mm.
And then Rahu.
No.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Nothing in the 10th house.
10th house.
Yeah. This much clear, right? How you can find the Kendra. 1, 4, 7, 10. Okay, now comes into the second part of the Kendradi Pala. Now in the 1, 4, 7, 10, we have to find out which is the malefic planet, which is the benefic planet. That means which is the good graha, which is the bad graha. Okay. Now from this chart, first house is the ascendant is in the Tula Lagna. Graha is the Jupiter. Is the benefic planet or malefic planet?
Benefic.
Benefic. Okay, now go into the fourth one, which is the Venus and the Mercury. Venus is the benefic or malefic?
Benefic.
Mercury is the benefic or malefic?
It is neutral.
Benefic.
It is
Both are
Prince.
benefic.
Neutral. Right?
But now it's combined with the Venus.
It's benefic here.
It will be benefic here.
Okay, then one more point. Who's the owner of the house?
Shani.
Shani.
And where is the Sunny in this chart?
12th house.
How
Kanya.
the Sunny is?
Sun is in not 12th house.
Sunny is a retrograde.
Shani. Oh, Shani is in retro.
Shani
Yeah,
is in
12th.
12th. Kanya.
Yeah.
So you're the same age as the other girl, the other lady that was that gave with Kanya Lagna before.
What is that?
You are born in the same year or around the same year.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Both of us born in the same year, month is different. Yeah, she's in July or June, I guess. Okay, let's come back to the lesson. Okay. Now, whenever you try to find out the strength, even though it was in the Kendra location, the auspiciousness is really good. But what are the things you have to combine? What are the grahas combined in the fourth house? Here is the Venus and the Mercury. And who's the owner? Saturn is the owner. In where the Saturn was placed, the Saturn was placed in the 12th house. Okay, what is the significance of the 12th house?
Sacrifice, spirituality,
Then
Vyayasthan.
losses, donation.
losses. Yeah. Then in that the Saturn is a retrograde, but along with the Mars, and in that, who's the owner of this Lord? I'm going the 3 more layers. Bear with me. Even though if you didn't understand, won't worry about that. Let's practice among this. Then I will stop you where you want to understand. Okay. Who's the owner of this Kanya?
Buddha.
Mercury.
Mercury.
Mercury. Mercury, where it is placed?
In
Fourth
the
house.
fourth house.
Makara.
And so you have to combine all the things together. So the fourth house, the planet, 2 grahas in it, Venus and the Mercury. Owner is the Saturn. Saturn in the 12th house. The 12th house is owner is the Mercury, but the Saturn was placed in it. It is in retrograde position along with the Mars. Now we have to see where the Mars was placed. Where the Mars was placed? Sorry, where is the Mars owned? Where is the Mars houses?
Mesha
Second and
and
seventh.
Vrishchika.
There was
Second.
no graha in it.
Correct.
Mesha and Vrikshika.
No
Second
graha.
and sun.
Okay, I stopped the analysis here. So you have to combine all the things to find out the strength of the auspiciousness. Now, in order to avoid all the confusion for the learning part of now, I considered only the Kendra. So we have to consider only the good and the bad planets. Now we'll see the Venus is the good, Mercury is the good. Now we'll move on into it. Okay. Now the 7th house, is there any graha in it?
No.
No. So if there was no graha in it, then find out who is the owner. Okay, who is the owner?
Mars.
Where the Mars was placed?
With Shani in 12th house.
12th house. So keep that in mind. Okay. Then let's move on into the 10th. Is there any
No.
who's the owner? There was no graha in it. Who's the owner of the 10th house?
Moon.
Where the
Moon is
moon was
Ketu
placed?
in
Moon
third
is
house.
placed in fourth,
Third
sorry,
house.
third house.
Along with
Ketu.
who?
Ketu.
Okay, here comes, I will tell you one thing, because this chart belongs to me. I know something about me very well. I will tell you one thing. Ketu and the moon combined, right? The speaking ability will be very, very speed. Sometimes the opposite person not able to understand what I'm trying to say. My mind speed was really, really high comparatively with the whatever the words will comes out. For example, in my mind, I can think 100 words, but when I spill the words, only 10 words will come. What I'm trying to say here was my mind speed was really high. Okay. We'll see that about the Ketu and the moon combination later on, how it will be good or bad. Every planet is the good, every planet is the bad. Please remember all the time whenever you see the chart. Okay. Now I stop this chart here. If anybody want to share one more chart to analyze the Kendra only.
5th of November 1985.
So November 19. November, oh, 5th of November
1985. 85.
85. Time?
1515. 1515.
Wow. AM, PM?
1515. So it would be PM.
Yeah.
3 PM. 3:15 PM. Vasco da Gama, Goa.
Is there any space?
Yes, between Da and Gama. Between Vasco da and Gama, yeah.
We call it as Goa. Goa
Oh,
all one.
Vasco da Gama would be more specific.
Okay. Your Lagna is the Kumbha Lagna?
Yes, but according to Ayan Masa, it is Meena, but here it is, yeah, Kumbha.
Oh, what is that?
According to Raman Ayan Masa, it comes Meena, ma'am.
No, we consider Nirayana system, so it should be Kumbha only, because if you Western astrology does it differently, probably they consider the Ayanamsha. So we don't. It's Nirayana system we follow in Vedic astrology. So it should be Kumbha.
Okay, now this chart is really interesting. Let's find out the one for 7 then. Lagna is the Kumbha, that is the first house. So from here, find the 4th house.
Second, third, fourth. Nothing. Nil.
Nothing. Empty.
What is the name of the house? What is the
Rishabha.
zodiac? Rishabha.
Rishabha.
There is no Graha in it. Let's go into the 7th house.
No graha.
Oh, who's the owner?
That's
Simha.
Simha,
Simha.
which is
India
sun.
is the owner.
Sun. Where is the sun is placed in the chart?
9th house.
Sun is placed in
Tula.
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 Isn't it?
Tula.
Oh,
Tula.
what is the house number?
9.
9.
7.
Okay. 7.
7.
Nine.
7th house.
Why 7? It's 7, right? Okay, Simha is in the 7, but the sun is placed in the 10th house. Sorry,
10th.
correct? 7, 8, 9, 9th house. Correct?
Yeah.
7th is the Simha, that is correct. There was no Graha in it, but who's the owner? Sun is the owner. The sun is placed in the 9th house. Okay, now the 10th house.
Vrishchika,
Vrikshika.
Saturn and Mercury.
Okay, that's awesome. Who's the owner of this house?
Mars.
Mangala. Mars.
Kuja,
Where is the
Mangal.
Mars is placed?
That's on
8th
the
house.
8th
8th
house.
house in Kanya.
Kanya. What is the number?
8th.
Number 6.
8th
8th.
house.
No, from Lagna it is.
Okay, I will tell you one trick. Okay, definitely it will be really confusing when you are going for a counting. Okay, from the ascendant, consider go find. Let's make a habit to find out the 7th house. From the ascendant, go with the one straight line down one line. Okay, when it was in the horizontal, go straight one house behind, one house next. That becomes your 7th house. If it was in the vertical also, go straight, then go to the next house. That becomes your
7th.
7th house.
No,
Okay,
left.
let's find out for the moon. Sorry, in the Karka there was the moon in it. Find the 7th house for this the moon. From the ascendant, it was the 6th house. From the 6th house, the moon was placed in it. Find the 7th house for this. Not from the ascendant. I'm telling. I'm asking you to find the moon's 7th house.
Makara.
Makara.
How you can find out? Go straight one
Horizontal
vertical
and
line,
down.
then down one line. Okay, that's easy to find out the 7th.
So
Okay,
we go reverse. So we go reverse, not the next one, the previous one, right?
It
In a
depends.
straight line.
Depends. For example, if I ask you to find out the Simha 7th house, right? How we can find out? Go one horizontal line, then go one line up. Okay, it looks like an L. It's that easy for you to find out. Okay, suppose how I won't do this the horizontal and one line up, one line down. My eye goes exactly fixed to the 7th house in such a way that when I see that the Rahu was in the Mesha, then I go down, and instead of the going down, my eyesight goes into the next house. So obviously it becomes Tula.
Diagonally opposite would be more
Diagonally
easier.
opposite. You can't say the diagonally opposite sometimes, because the diagonally opposite is suit for the corner houses. For example, if it was the Mithuna, go diagonally opposite. Tanush is the 7th house. If the Meena, which is the 7th house for that, Kanya. Okay. But for the houses which is in between, the Mesha, Rishabha, that will be little bit confusing to find out the 7th house, but do find some tricks in it. Okay, let
No,
me.
Vinita, it will be just easy to remember. The bang opposite house will be the 6th house. Then
7th.
from
we
there
are
you
talking.
calculate
Yeah,
whichever way.
that's a good trick. Yeah, that's good.
Isn't it?
That's good. Yeah, let's go with that. If that's easy for you, go with that.
Yeah.
But when you see the chart again and again, you no need to worry about it. Your eyes definitely goes and fix into it. Okay, why I'm telling this? Because when I see the chart for the very first time, everything is confusing for me. But when you see the chart again and again, then your eyes fix into exactly the 7th house. If you want to see, it will goes into the 7th house. Okay, here is the trend. Here is one more thing. When you are seeing the chart again and again, you are interacting with the grahas. The influence of the communication between the grahas will be increased if you keep on seeing the chart again and again. Okay. Okay, let's move into the.
That is an interesting point. Take a class on that.
That's awesome. Okay. Now from this chart, find out the malefic and the benefic planets. Okay. First ascendant, there was no graha in it. Who's the owner? Saturn. The Saturn which is placed in the 10th house. Okay. Along with the Mercury. Okay. Here is the interesting thing. Interesting question for all of you. Saturn placed along with the Mercury. Good or bad? The Mercury is the good one or bad one?
Now, along with Saturn, it becomes bad.
It's
Mhm.
malefic.
Why? Because the Saturn is the malefic planet. The Mercury is the young prince. Young prince will be get influenced by whoever sitting next to it. Who is sitting next to him? The Saturn is sitting next to him. Okay, what is when I say malefic planet? Remember, it is not of the good or bad sense. It is the thing. The Saturn is which having the character of good discipline, and he needs to follow the judgment. He want to follow the rules and regulations exactly whatever it is. Okay. If the Mercury was in the next to the Saturn, definitely it will get influenced by it. Okay. Then you may ask, okay, the Saturn, you are saying all the good qualities of the Saturn. What will happen if the Mercury get influenced or not? It's good only, right? But there was another side of the story. Whatever the Saturn will do, it will do it in a very slow phase, It's do it in a slow motion. Considered if the Mercury and the Mars, I'm just giving an example, okay? Mercury and the Mars was sitting next to it. If they are going into the marathon, they will finish it in an hour, okay? The same story which goes for Mercury and Saturn sitting next to each other and they're going for a marathon, they will take in 1 year. Okay, they will slowly do the process. Consider if okay, what is the significance of the Mercury? Remember that one? Mercury, what it will do?
Communication.
Then
Analysis.
okay, remember the story which I told you. The Mercury is the intelligent kid, and he's
Logical and intellectual.
and all your studies, all your knowledge. Okay, remember however you are, whatever you are studying, that belongs to the Mercury. Wisdom belongs to the Guru. Okay, but your knowledge, your intelligence, your studies comes with the blessings of the Mercury. If the Saturn was next to it and the Mercury is also next to it, I'm diverting. Okay, I'll stop here. Then the study will be little bit slow. They may not study, they may be study. We have to see some other thing also. But keep that in mind. When the malefic planet or the good planet, Mercury was combined with the malefic planet, Mercury will get the influence of the malefic planet. Okay, let's move on into the fourth one. Who's the fourth one?
Shukra.
But Venus.
Rakshaba. There was no graha in it. Then see the owner. Who's the owner? Venus is the owner. Venus, where it is placed?
9th house.
9th house. Among with whom?
Ketu and the Sun.
Okay. Venus is the good planet or bad planet?
Good planet.
Good.
Benefic.
Benefic. Okay. Ketu?
Malefic.
Okay. Sun?
Sun is also malefic.
Awesome. Okay. Then there was only one benefic, and there was the two malefic planets in it. We will see this combination later on, but I put the stop here. We'll definitely see this in the later on classes. I don't want to confuse here. But
Vanita, 1 minute.
Mm.
How to identify which is malefic, which is this one out of 9 planets? Which are the one? That I forgot. Which are this one?
Okay. I suggest you to go through the classes at least once in a week. At least the PDF. You don't need to go through all the videos. Go through the PDFs. The PDF will clearly tell you what is the benefic and malefic. But for the current understanding, I will tell you. Okay, who will tell you who are the benefic planets?
Jupiter,
Shukra. Yeah, go ahead.
Jupiter.
Jupiter, Mercury, Venus are benefic planets, and Moon in rising, increasing phase is benefic. Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, and Mars are malefic. Mercury is neutral, depending on the
Sun.
and Sun as well, actually, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, you got a point here, right? Got an understanding here. Okay, let's move on into the next one. I stop the screen sharing now. I change the screen sharing into the PowerPoint. Okay, now we'll see only the Kendra, right? The Kendradi Pala not only stops here. Once we understand 1, 4, 10, 7, 10 is the planet, makes the planet strong. That means the auspiciousness will be increased. The second, and let's see the second point. Remember, we saw about the Kedan houses. That is the one sign before the Kendra. Okay, what are the one sign before the Kendra? We know that 1, 4, 7, 10 is the Kendra houses. One house before the first house. What is the one house before the first house?
12.
12th.
One house before the 4th?
12th.
Yeah, correct,
12th.
correct.
3, 3, 6, 3, 6, 9.
1 house before the 7, 6. 1 house before the 10?
9.
9. Okay. So the 12, 3, 6, 9 becomes your Kedan houses. Remember here, whatever the graha which is present in the 12, 3, 6, 9, the planet becomes weak. Okay, why it was the case? When you see this is your sky on top, this is your sky when you are born. At this point in time, this is the sky when you are born. And this point in time, this is the center point where the Kendra houses are 1, 4, 7, 10. So the Jataka can able to receive all kind of an energy here. But this all the peripherals, 12, 3, 6, 9 or the peripherals. It may be hidden from the cosmic energy also. You may not able to receive properly. That's why the receiving energy, the vibration which is received from the cosmic energy will be really less. So that's why the graha which is present in, consider this is the 12, 3, 6, 9. So any of the graha which is present in it won't have that kind of the strength to influence the Jataka. Okay. Just an example. Consider though in the 12, the Mercury was present in it. Okay. Yeah, it's the Dustana also. And it's also the Kedan houses. So the graha which is present in it was the Mercury. And it won't able to receive the proper energy from the cosmic. So the Jataka is also not influenced by it. So whatever the significance of the Mercury will be less to the Jataka. Okay. I make it is very, very simple, but definitely we'll go through in a very detailed manner in a later sessions. Okay. Let's move on. The second point is clear. Kedan houses, whatever the graha present in it, definitely that have the weaker energy. Weaker energy means the cosmic energy didn't sufficiently to influence the Jataka. Okay. Let's move on into the third point. That is the succeeding houses. Okay. What does that mean? From the Kendra, next house. Your first house, your Kendra. Who's the next house?
2.
Who's the next house of the 4?
5, 8, 11.
8 and 11. Okay. This is your Kedan houses. This is your Kendra houses. And the last one is the succeeding houses. There was also one more name. You remember that?
Panafara.
Panafara. And what is another name for this? Kedan houses.
Apoclimas.
Apoclimas. Yeah, apoklima.
For cadent, yes. Okay.
Cadent house is apoklima. This is Panapara. Okay. Kendra is the Kendra. Okay. Here comes an interesting thing. Whatever the planets which is present in the next houses, that is the succeeding houses, 2, 5, 8, 11, the auspiciousness will be increased. It's an average. For example, if it was in 100% is an exaltation, if the planets which is present in the 2, 5, 8, 11, then it's an average one. That is a 50% or 60% of the energy will be received. Okay. Based on this one, the Kendradi Bala point will be derived. Okay. Until here, any doubt? I believe it is a
Sorry.
no.
Repeat, sorry.
Which one you want to repeat?
The strengths. Which one is your last whatever line you
Okay,
just said?
last.
The strength.
Okay, let's go into the chart then. Give me a second. I'm sharing the Jagannath Hora again. Okay, for this chart. Okay, we understand. Okay, let me see this one different way. Give me a second. Okay, here I can able to draw. You can see the screen, right? The PowerPoint only. Or
No,
is
we see Jagannath Hall.
oh, okay, let me see again. Share the PowerPoint again. I place the chart only, nothing different. Okay, now we'll see the first. Okay, this is the ascendant. This is the first house. And 1, 2, 3, 4, this is fourth house. 5, 6, 7. This is 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now one house next to it, that is the succeeding houses, that is the Panapara. Who's the next house for this chart? For this chart, who's the ascendant? Kumbha is the ascendant, correct? Yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is the next house?
Meena.
Okay, this is Meena here. Let me change the color so that, okay, the Meena is the next house of the first house. That is your first house, Kendra. Next is the second house, that is in the Meena Rashi. Now go into the next house of the fourth one. Fourth is the Kendra, right? Fourth house is the Kendra. So who's the next of this one? Fifth house, correct? Who's the owner here?
That is Buddha.
Buddha. Okay. Now we'll find out the next house of the Kendra. Who's the next in the line? The seventh house is the next in the line. Who's the next house of the seventh house?
Kanya.
Kanya, eighth house. Then the last Kendra, that is the 10th house. What is the next house of the 10th house?
Dhanusu.
11, right?
Yep.
11th house. Okay. So this is becomes your 2, 5, 8, 11 becomes the average auspicious houses for this chart. Okay. Remember one thing. When I say average, this is not only depends on the one point. Then we have to consider what are the grahas present in it, who's the owner, where the owner was placed, what are the planets aspecting, is the Jupiter was aspecting that houses or not. There are the many things we have to consider. But at this moment, remember this one point, whichever the houses next to the Kendra is holding the average auspiciousness, not fully, but average auspiciousness. Okay. Now getting into the previous one, apoklima. That means the 12th house. Where is the cursor? Let me find out the different color. Okay. I don't know why it was not coming. You mean take it as a black? Okay. Yeah, the 12th house is the apoklima. And the 4 previous houses, the third house is the apoklima. And yeah, 7 previous houses, the
36
6th apoklima.
3, 6, 9, 12, madam.
Yes, 3, 6, 9, 10.
3, 6, 9, 12.
Yeah,
12.
3, 6, 9, 12. That becomes the apoklima. So whatever the graha is present in it, the planet strength is weak. The auspicious will be less in the apoklima. That is the one house before the Kendra. Okay. At this point, maybe it is too much for you, but when you are practicing again and again, it will be easy. Okay, it's not a big deal for you. Definitely, if you see 3 more charts, 4 more charts, it's a cakewalk for you. Okay. Now let me move on. Any questions on this?
Clear so far.
Okay, great. And we'll move on into the second, last bala of the sthana bala. That is the fifth bala of fifth in the subset of the sthana bala. That is the Drekkana. Okay, we already know in the one house considered this. Okay, let me see here. Give me a second. Let me put one more chart here. Okay, the one house which is holding how many degrees? This one house, right? Let's go with the ascendant. Let's start with the ascendant itself. 30 degree, correct?
Yeah.
So this 30 degree is divided into 10 degrees. Okay, and this one part is 1 to 10, and this part is the 11 to 20, and the last one is a 30. So this is 30 degree. Okay, let me start with 0. 0 to 10 degree, 11 to 20 degree, and 30 degree. So 10 degree it was divided. That becomes your Drekkana. First Drekkana, second, and third one. They call it as the deccanate something. That means the decca is a 10, right? 10 degree. 10 degree, first 10 degree, second 10 degree, third 10 degree. They divided this portion. Then based on the first 10 degree, what are the planets in it? Second 10 degree, what are the planets in it? Based on that, the strength will be increased or decreased. Okay, let's go with one by one. Now the one point is understandable, right? One house is holding the 30 degree. The 30 degree is divided into 10 degree. First 10 degree, second 10 degree, third 10 degree. Okay. Now the first 10 degree, also called the first deccanate. Okay. Strengthens the male planets. Okay. Here comes the question. What are the male planets?
Sun, Jupiter, Mercury, Mars.
Then?
And Rahu Ketu would be male, I think. No, they will be.
Saturn?
And Saturn.
No. Who's the remaining one?
Venus and Moon are female.
Moon is female. Sun is male. Buddha is female. Venus is both.
Female.
Okay, female. What about Mars? Mars also both. It's male, right?
Mars is a male.
Neutral.
Why? No, Mars is a male. Mars is the warrior energy, and it means full of the exhibition of the male energy, I would say. Mercury is the neuter. Why? Mercury is the young energy. He's not male or female. He's a neuter. He's a young prince. Okay. Okay. Let's come into to simplify this one, right? Remember only one point. Female planets, Moon and Venus. That's it. Remaining everybody belongs to male planets. Even though the Mercury is the neuter, don't consider it as considered as a male only. Okay. Female planets, Moon and Venus. Remember this one point. So the first 10 degrees, if the male planet was present in that houses, then the strength will be increased. Okay. Now the second decade, strengthen the female planets. That is the middle portion. Okay. If the 11 degree to 20 degree, if any of the graha present in it, particularly the Venus and the Moon, then the planet strength will be increased. Okay, here comes the one interesting thing here. In the Rishabha, which graha is exalted in the Rishabha?
Rishabha is moon.
I think.
Okay.
Moon is exalted.
Which point the moon is exalted?
10 to 30 degrees.
No, really?
Be 10 to 20 degrees actually. It's the second decanate, right?
No, 3 to 30.
Chandra is third degree, right? The first
This is the,
decanate.
wait
First
a second.
decanate.
Okay, wait a second. Wait a second. This is the homework for you. Find out at which point Chandra exalted in the Rishabha.
Third degree. Third degree.
Third degree, yeah. Okay, there was one more point additionally here, which is the Mula Trikona of the Chandra.
Vrishabha only.
Vrishabha only, yes.
At which point? Which
Only
point?
Nakshatra. 3 to
Third.
30 degrees.
Yeah, 3 to 30 degree, that is an exaltation point. But the Mula Trikona will be there, right? At which point? Okay, find out that answer. Then we will see this, we will continue the same thing, the same question answer in the next class. Okay, I'll come into the Drekkana now. So the second decanate strengthen the female planets. Okay, the third decanate strengthen the neutral planets. Who are the neutral planets? Mercury. Then anybody was there?
Only Mercury, right?
Only Mercury. So the third, that means the third decanate means 21 to 30, Mercury will get strengthened easily. Okay. So whenever there is a graha which is present in the house, particularly in the first 10 degree, the auspicious level will be increased. Okay, then here comes the question. How come I can understand which degree in it? I'm going to change the screen. Again, Jagannath Horo. Okay, everybody can see the Jagannath Hora, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you see in the lag for this chart, in the lagna, the naksh. Oh, I remember one thing. I need to tell you this. Okay, never mind. I'll tell you that later. Here, the 29 was there, right? I need to. I can tell you this now. Okay, wait a second. Let me find out how I can simplify this. Okay. Okay, never mind with it. Let me find out what about the graha. Third house, this Rahu present. Okay. The third house, which is the Rahu, which is in the 15 Aries, right? 15 Aries. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Everybody can see the second on your right panel top. This one. Okay. Follow me with the cursor. You can see my cursor also, right? Where I'm moving. Okay.
Yes.
So the third
Yes.
house is the Rahu which is placed in the 15-degree Aries, correct? Okay. So now come into our Drekkana point. First 10 degrees only, the male planets get strengthened. Okay. So the Rahu is not qualified for that. Now let's move into the moon. The moon which is placed in the 14 degree. You see that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now female planets, what is the degrees?
Second decanate, that is
Second
11
decanate,
to
that is
20.
11 to 20. Moon qualifies for that, correct? Okay, now let's move on into the Mars. Mars, which is present in the 11 degree, is qualified or not?
No.
No.
No. Let's move into the Venus. Venus, which is present in the 1 degree. Venus is a female or male?
Female.
Female.
When the female will get strengthened?
Second
Of-
decanate.
11 to 20.
But Venus is in the 1st degree, so leave that. Now let's see into the sun. Sun is in 19 degree. It is the male planet. It is in the 2nd decanate. It's a strength or not? It's not qualified for that. Let's move into the Ketu. Ketu is in the 15 degree. Ketu is a male planet. It is in the 2nd decanate. No. Now move into the Saturn. 4 degree. Male planet. 1st decanate. Yes. Correct?
Yes.
Mercury. Now see, the Mercury is the neuter gender, but it's in the 12 degree, that is in the second decan. No. Why? Suppose in
It could
case
be
if
the
the
third.
Mercury was present in the 22 degree, then yes. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Jupiter. Now let's see the Jupiter. Jupiter is in the 15 degree. Jupiter is the male planet which is present in the second decanate, so it's not qualified for that. This much clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we'll again move on. I'm going to change the screen. Okay. Now all the 5 things. What are the all 5 Sthanabalas? Where is that? Okay. Come on. Somewhat happened. You see the PowerPoint only, right?
Yes.
Okay. The 5 balas, Bala, Saptavar, Gajabala, Ojavukma Rashyamsha Bala, Kendradi Bala, and the Drekkana Bala, all combined will give one number. That is your Sthana Bala. Okay. This simply when you find out the number, then simply add everything together. That gives the strength of the Sthana Bala. Then the question will come, Vanita, you didn't show me the calculation, how we can find out. Don't worry about that. The Jagannath Hora and every astrology software have this option of finding the Shadbala. Okay, for example, if it is in the Jagannath Hora, okay, see that. I'm going to show you the again Jagannath Hora only. Okay, if you see the second chart, Shadbala. But remember, in the Shadbala, we saw only one Bala only now. Still, we have to see another 5. In the Shadbala, we saw the first one, Sthana Bala. In the Sthana Bala, we find out there are the 5 subsets. In the 5 subsets, when you find out the numbers all together, combine it to one number, then that number, then at next 5 balas, then combined together will give you the Shadbala. In the Shadbala, you have to see the numbers. Which graha holding the which number? What is the strength and the weakness? Here you can able to find out. Okay, we'll see. Come again and to see this bar chart one more time when once you finish to the Shadbala. Now this is too much for you, so I skip this one for now. Again, okay. Still now any questions? The next big is a very, very good, interesting topic. That is the Dikbala. Still now any question?
No.
Awesome. Okay, there was one thing I asked everybody in the last week, 2 minutes homework. You remember? I finished this class in 2 minutes. Ask you to see the planetary motion every day. At least you no need to understand anything, just to see. Okay, how we can see that? See, I stop the sharing. I'm going to share the chart. Okay, planetary. Anybody see that everyday planetary position, everyday planetary in the chart?
Yeah, I do
totally
that.
forgot.
I also look at the sky.
Oh, how is that?
I said I also look at the sky. Yesterday morning, Shukran and Chandra, they were in Swati Nakshatra next to each other. I can send a photograph of what I took. You can also see. You can also see Chitra Nakshatra faintly in the photo. I'll put it in the group.
Thank you. That's awesome.
It was in. I am in West Indies, so if I go out now, I think I can see Shukran and Chandra.
You're lucky then. Okay. Thank you so much. Why I ask you to do this? There was the one in later point in the classes, we are going to see the Kochara. So that time, the Kochara means every day the planetary portion, every day the planet moves, right? That's, they call it as the Kochara. What is that meaning? When you born, what's the natal chart means? When you born, that moment, the screenshot of your sky. Whenever, what time, which country, which place, doesn't matter. You born on this Earth planet, this point, this is the screenshot of your sky. So that becomes your natal chart. But every day the planet will move, right? Every navagraha will move on its own. Okay. So that's why I ask you to see the daily planetary movement. Don't miss any single day. Okay. You no need to understand anything on it. Okay. Just use any software, whichever you feel convenient. But for me, I feel convenient in Drekkana. If you feel convenient in any software, go ahead with that. Just see. You don't need to spend too number of minutes in it. Just open daily today's chart. Today's Rasi chart. Remember today's Rasi chart. Then your eye have to be move into the moon only. See the moon where the moon was placed. In this chart where the moon was placed.
7th, right? That is
Written.
written CHA. Yeah.
In the Tula Rasi. Okay. But it's in the 6th house. Okay. Tula Rasi. Let it be the Tula Rasi, Chandra. But here when you are seeing in the table which I'm showing, below the table, Chandra is the Graha, it's in the Tula Rasi, and see the degree as well, 22 degree, Chandra is the female planet, remember that one. Okay, now in the next weeks, you have to consider to see the nakshatra also. Chandra is the Graha, which is in the Tula Rasi, and which nakshatra? It is the Vishaka nakshatra. Okay, then here comes one additional point. Which pada, which leg? How many in one house? How many pada will be?
4.
4.
Okay. Then in the first pada, then you don't need to see the pada also now. We'll see that later. But two things you have to see. One is in addition to the previous one. First thing, open the Rasi chart. Keep the eyes on the Chandra. Then see in the table which degree it is. Then move your eye towards which nakshatra, and very importantly, you have to see who's the nakshatra lord. Who's the nakshatra lord for the Vishaka? Guru. Okay. Then this point, this one line you have to see every day. Okay. Then I no need to say anything. Okay. You will in 48 days or at least 60 days, when you are practicing this again and again, you will tell me, Manita, this is I find out, that is I find out. It comes on its own. Why? Because you are keeping eye on the Chandra. The Chandra energy will be observed on you knowingly or unknowingly if you just see in it. Okay, if you don't believe me, you just walk in. If you want to receive the moon energy, walk under the moon at least for continuously for 10 to 15 minutes every day, continuously for 60 days or 48 days. At the end of the 60 days or 48 days, somebody will come and tell you, you are glowing or you are beautiful. At least one word you will definitely receive. No matter however you are ugly you are, however your structure will be, definitely if you do this one thing will definitely will come. The significance of that Chandra will be poured on. Why the Chandra energy was much needed for you? Because it's related with the mind. Your mind should be stable. Okay, one important thing I forgot to tell you. Whenever you are studying astrology, keep that your physical body should be stable. Because you are reading the chart of the another portion of yourself, your mind will getting into the mood of the sympathy. That should not happen. No matter what happens, sympathy should not comes into your mind. Okay. So in order to keep that sympathy should not come into your mind, what you have to do is make the physical body stable, and that comes along, your mind becomes stable. Instead of the sympathy, you will become empathy. Okay. This one point I want to emphasize on it. Don't forget this one, because you are seeing the chart of the other, seeing the chart of yourself. There is the higher percentage of the chances your mind become unstable. Unstable is the sense, I'm not saying into you become crazy. I'm not saying that. There's some kind of the disturbance comes into your mind. That should no need to getting into that kind of the disturbance. Make your physical body stable, and that side effect will be your mind becomes stable. Okay, that's the one thing I really want to emphasize in the beginning of the class itself. Okay, now come into this 2 minutes homework. See this one line carefully. Okay, you no need to think any other graha now. In the later weeks, I will give you the different homework, but for this time being, for the upcoming week, follow this one line. I believe it won't take two more minutes. Then continuously do that. Okay, but whenever you see this chart, at least recite the nakshatra name and the nakshatra lord one time at least. Okay. Okay. Any doubts till now? We'll close the class now. Yes or no?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, great. We'll see you all next week then.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vanita.
Vanita.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Vanita.
Thank you, Vanita.